Sonic the Hedgehog. Well, I can say quite a bit about him. Began his life in 1991 on the Sega Mega Drive, and he was kind of intended to be Sega's answer to Mario, and he actually did a pretty good job at the time because he had something that Mario didn't, and that was an epic sense of speed and a cool attitude. Now that's not saying he's better than Mario, I'm just saying he was pretty cool for the time. The story of the game consists of this mad scientist by the name of Dr. Robotnik kidnapping animals and turning them into his evil robotic slaves. It is up to Sonic, a blue hedgehog with a spiky hairdo and a nice cool attitude, to save them, and of course defeat Robotnik. The game's typical platformer. You run, you jump, you get to the end of each stage, but at the same time there's a new sense of speed in it, and that actually makes it really fun to play. There are 6 zones in the game with 3 acts per zone, and each zone is designed completely differently, and each of them look absolutely fantastic. In each stage there'll be robots you'll come across. Simply jumping on them will kill them, or you can just press down and use the spin attack. So Sonic pretty much attacks just by rolling into a ball. So it's kind of simplistic, but yet at the same time it's extremely addictive. There are obstacles throughout the stages which you'll have to get past, so the game isn't entirely easy. It actually does offer a bit of a challenge, which personally I think is a good thing. There's nothing that annoys me more than a game that's just too easy. The game doesn't have a save feature, but what do you expect from a game in 1991? It was very uncommon at that time to have a game with a save feature. But that being said, there is a cheat which can grant you level select, so there really isn't any need for a save feature. While most levels require you to run through stages, destroying robots and getting past all these obstacles, there's also special stages, and in order to get to the special stages, you need to collect rings. And I need to talk about rings very quickly. If you have at least 1 ring, if you get hit by an enemy, then it doesn't matter. If you have no rings, you'll die. So rings are very important to collect. If you can collect 50 of them and get to the end of the stage, you'll find a giant ring at the end, and if you jump into it you can enter the special stage, which is known as the secret zone in the first game, in which you will move around in a roll around in a moving labyrinth to reach the Chaos Emerald. The Chaos Emeralds are very important. Collecting all 6 will give you a good ending. But if you don't get all 6, you'll be asked to get them all. You'll get the other ending, you'll be asked to go back and get them all. Special stages are very challenging, but they're not the best special stage you'll ever see in a Sonic game. Nah, I think that will definitely go to Sonic 2. The graphics look really good for its age. They're colourful, they're simplistic, and for their time they are very impressive to see. And each stage is designed really well. It's designed well enough that you can have moments of just running at top speed, but at the same time there's obstacles you'll need to pass. The first 2 acts of each zone features you just trying to get to the end of the stage, but at the end of every 3rd act you'll face down Robotnik and one of his wacky inventions, and you will need to score 8 hits on him to defeat him, which isn't all that hard despite how it might sound to some people. The sounds in this game are fantastic. They're really upbeat and catchy, and they're extremely memorable. Seriously, even after all the years I had not played Sonic 1, which, trust me, there were a few years in which I didn't play Sonic 1, I always remembered Green Hill. I always remembered Spring Yard. They were just really memorable. The sound effects are also really good, and you'll learn to associate them with the Sonic series pretty quickly, because a lot of the sound effects, specifically the sound effect used when collecting rings, has remained after all these years in the Sonic series. Overall, I say this game is definitely one worth picking up. If you still have a Mega Drive stashed away somewhere, then get this if you haven't got it already. It's a brilliant game. If you've got a Wii, then I recommend downloading it. It's a really good game to play, and I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. Stay tuned for my next review, peoples.